Okay, we are live. Let me get a sip of my water. Get my radio voice going. People said I should be more entertaining. Do I need to be more charismatic like Chris Jones? Let's try that out. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jason Blaha, representing Jason Blaha's Strength and Fitness. Gotta sip this water. All right. So hopefully that was more entertaining. Some people said these are boring and slow. Yeah, that heat's not going to cool down anytime soon, dude. It's not going to cool down. It's it's going to be rolling straight through. Jay, my day is going good. Thank you for asking. Good training session today. The volume's a little high. A lot of pump work in there, but that's what I have to have. I got to keep getting thicker. People have noticed I am getting thicker and leaner. A lot of comments on that today. People are kind of like, there's no way you're natty. I'm like, there was no way I was natty 2 years ago. I don't know. People got to learn to use that fat-free mass index calculator. I've taught you guys. I wrote the book pretty much on how to spot fake natties, guys. Come on. I wrote the book. Follow my guide. Hey, Jason, you think bodybuilding should be banned in America? No, man. I believe in freedom. I absolutely believe in freedom. Okay. So just because I don't like something, I don't believe someone's right should be taken away to do what they want with their own body. Right? To be banned and stuff. I mean, let's be honest. What's really killing Americans? It's our diets. Okay? That's what's hurting Americans. Like, I mean, how many people die from bodybuilding? Not that many. No one does it. I mean, by comparison, you know, ice baths hurt your recovery. You shouldn't be doing those. Hit the like button, guys. He's right. There's a bunch of you watching. There's over 20 people already rolling in here. Only 3 likes. I'm gonna need you guys to hit the like buttons. Hit the like buttons. Come on. I want to see you get up into double digits. Come on now. Hit the button. There we go. Do you think prostitution being legalized nationwide would help diminish the simping problems? I don't know that simping is a problem. I don't think prostitution should be illegal, in my opinion. How do you find out about G4P? Because everybody knew about it back in the day. The fact that you guys don't all know about it today in the bodybuilding world is shocking. Everybody knew it in my era, and we didn't even have all the internet. Like everybody talked, they kind of knew. You just kind of dudes talked a little bit. Thicker than peanut butter. That's right. It's the good type of fat. Ring the bell, baby. That's right. Ring my bell, guys. Reach down and ring my bell. You can ring my bell. Ring my bell. Hit the little bell. And hit that like. Come on. I even sang for you guys. Come on. Click that like button. My beautiful boys. I don't know. Is that the real Omar Isov? Omar, is that you? Is that a fake? I'm going to find out. Hold on. Let's look. Go to the channel. I bet you that's a fake. That is a fake. He just made it today. I'm going to ban you just for being a fake. Trying to pretend to be Omar. Is exclusively using a Kabuki Cadillac bar to bench a bad thing? I don't compete. I'm an older lifter. No, I don't think so. I mean, if you like the bar, it's comfortable for you. You're not going to power lift. That bar has a lot of, it's kind of like saying, is it okay to exclusively use my Texas Power Bar to bench? Yeah, you can do a lot with the Texas Power Bar. Now, the Kabuki bar is pretty versatile too. So I don't see a problem with that at all. Right? At the bottom of the squat, do you use the cue of driving your back up into the barbell? Yeah. Well, I do it as driving the chest in the bar. That's going to be another fake. Let's get rid of these fakes. All right. I said I wouldn't talk about banning people. I'm just going to do it on these. I'm going to show you guitar. You guys saw me put some licks out the other day. I did. It was a little bit slow, but I did one of the solos from Sultans of Swing. And if you guys notice, that was one continual video with no editing, other than I had to trim it down. Like I chopped the start and end off a little because it had to be 59 seconds to fit all my social media as a short. I will continue to get better though, Jay. I'm going to keep working. It was kind of funny, because there are people who were literally going, you weren't in honors jazz in high school. I'm like, what I played on the guitar there was better than anything anyone could play in my entire jazz class in high school. There was no guitar player in that entire class who could play what I just played the other day. They did not have the technical ability, including me. I don't think some of the people who say those things have ever been to high school. I don't think they realize that honors classes in high school don't require you to be professional level at the endeavor or to have a PhD. Yeah? People are clearly not aware of this. Do you think doing reps slower has any hypertrophy? No, absolutely not, Future. In fact, what does the research say? The research says not just no, but fuck no. Really slow reps reduce hypertrophy. That's not my opinion. That's what the lab shows. That's what the labs show. It's not really subject to debate, is it? I mean, if we repeatedly find something in the laboratory, would you recommend conjugate or 5-3-1 or anything else for strongman? Conjugate's fine. Dude, I got strong men who do conjugate. You watched one, you guys have seen, all right, you see the one guy who I have doing like the 500-pound safety bar squats and stuff? My Russian guy, he's a strong man. He does conjugate. I know you've been doing some extra bicep work lately. What are your thoughts on alternating dumbbell curls? I don't think there's anything special about alternating dumbbell curls. It's not like a single leg exercise where you can't really do both at the same time. So I think just normal curls. I don't think alternating movements like that has a real benefit. Now, I mean, if you wanted to do just one arm all the way through for whatever reason for some differences in neurological effect, okay. Right? But alternating, there's no benefit to it. I've never seen any physiology that would suggest that there's any benefit at all. Geez, so many trolls. Yeah, you just get rid of them. I mean, they don't bother me, dude. I haven't stopped doing the streams, have I? That tells you a whole lot about how I feel about it. They're just mad because they got small dicks and they're weak. I mean, if I was them, I would be mad too. All right. Any reason to back squat after 40? Sure, there's a lot of reasons. Plenty of reasons to back squat. It's good exercise. Is it largely true that mainstream media says that physical fitness seems to be a right-wing person's pursuit? No, I know some extreme far left woke people in the fitness industry. What are you talking about? You guys know some of their names. You just may not be aware of their politics. There's big ass names in the industry who are hardcore go woke. Jason, their facebook's overrated. Well, I don't think they're overrated. They're just decent exercise. You ever confront an ego lifter at the gym? I mean, I've given advice to people over there. You don't confront them, just give them some advice. Right? Yeah, trolls criticize returns. You were right all along about a lot of things long before research came out on controversial fitness topics. That is true. I mean, I got sued over BCAAs, and it turned out I was right. Multiple meta-analysis vindicated me. And it wasn't hard to figure out, guys. It was, you could look at the writing on the wall and realize something wasn't adding up. You know, you don't have to be a genius. You just have to not be so enamored and delusioned with the industry to notice things like that. It's that they mesmerize people, it seems like. And so even intelligent people got roped in. It's when you understand the game and you understand, oh yeah, Callum, that was listed as the number one point in the lawsuit. That was the primary point, was the BCAAs. That was point number one, paragraph 1, BCAA research. I'm glad you said that, because some people believe in slowing down reps to feel it more. Telling me you don't feel a fast rep to failure. I mean, take a dumbbell curl, right? A standing dumbbell curl, and do it until it cramps. And when you feel that cramp in the bicep, and then you really almost can't squeeze out another rep, telling me they don't feel that? I feel it. So, you know, the question I would ask them is, do they not think that's working? I mean, I'm sorry, single joint exercises are not complicated. You do them until the muscle cramps and doesn't want to really contract anymore. And then, hey, there you go. You achieved great stimulus. Again, it doesn't require rocket surgery to figure out how to do a barbell curl and make gains on it. You don't have to be Albert Einstein to figure it out. You can be pretty dumb and still figure out how to do that. Not a requirement. Coach, can incline barbell replace overhead press for shoulder work? Yes. Do you think creatine is worth the money now with prices increasing? It's still one of the cheapest supplements you can get with robust amounts of research showing health benefits. So yes, I think, can you put a price tag on Alzheimer's and dementia? That's the real beauty of creatine, is the cognitive benefits. Okay, that's where the real research is. The muscle is, if it was only about the gains, I wouldn't bother. Darko, it was all public. I don't want to go back into all that again. I covered it years ago. It's been 9 or 10 years now. Jason, you remind me of Diogenes. He didn't care what anyone thought and was cut from a different cloth. Yeah, well, I appreciate that. That's a good compliment. My nose itches. Sorry, guys. We good now? I need to trim my nose hairs. Starting to look like Cthulhu growing out of my nose. I got one of those trimmers. All right. Are 2 exercises per muscle group for the legs enough? For example, 3 times 5 through 10 squat, 3 times 6 through 10 front squats, or a split squat. Yeah, that's plenty, dude. That's plenty. That's a lot. You should be good. Why do people do dumbbell rows on a bench in a way that would bias the lats? Use your row to my chest feels more natural. Well, what do you mean? That also works your lats too. What are you talking about? You bias the lats by leaning over a little more. I heard Louis say once, lifting weight slow teaches you to be slow and not to worry too much about slow negatives, because you don't want to be sore for the next workout. They have their time and place. I mean, that's fair. Coach, if someone isn't powerlifting, can they use incline barbell over flat bench? Do you want small pecs? Do you want small pecs? Because that's how you get small pecs. You're not going to do any flat work. You're going to do any decline? None? Only incline? You're going to have great shoulders. You're going to have awesome delts. You will not maximize your pec development. You won't maximize your strength either. And I think inclines are a great exercise. Just, do you like jamming to backing tracks? I actually don't. Thanks for answers. What would you recommend for calcium intake with a dairy intolerance? What do you mean as a dairy intolerance? Are you lactose intolerant? And if you're lactose intolerant, then yogurt, Greek yogurt. What do you think Mark Loveliner / Tiger Fitness true PED cycle is? You ask me what I think or what do I know? I used to be friends with his contest prep coach. Okay. I used to be personal friends with his contest prep coach. Are you asking me what he was using for contest prep? It was a shitload of DHTs. I mean, we're talking stacking high doses of Proviron, Masteron, Winstrol together concurrently, like 200 milligrams of Proviron a day, lots of NPP. Loveliner loves Nandrolone. He loves Nandrolone, like gram plus a week. That's his shit right there. Okay. And no, that's not law suitable because this was told to me directly from the source, and I believe him. Hey, thoughts on Venice Beach Gold Gyms? I have no idea. Never been. Jason, does soy milk kill gains? No. Is Keno Mojo a complete BS supplement? I've never heard of it, but probably. Why does hammer curl seem to work my triceps? I heard it was a forearm bicep exercise. It shouldn't work your triceps. Isn't it ironic some fitness influencers sell programs and don't even follow them? No. Why would you think they do their programs? They do those programs to sell them to you. It doesn't mean they do them. I'm the only person who vlogs all of their workouts. I'm the only person in this game who you actually know what they do because I do it all on camera. All right. Can't handle yogurt whey, but only handle a little butter. Well, Stinky Pete, in that case, you might want to just supplement a little bit of calcium. There you go. Do you feel like hammer curls is a better overall arm exercise than supine curls? Seems like hammer curls. I like hammer curls a lot. You can get overused with them. The only reason I'm not is because I'm doing a lot of rowing right now with a hammer grip and everything. So I'm hitting a little bit of supine stuff. But I like to rotate hammer curls in sometimes. I think hammer curls are great because of, again, the grip benefits also. Coach, what do you think of people who don't want to be on TRT because they don't want to be a slave to the needle? Then I guess they can just have piss poor health and their dick won't work. You know, Alex, I look at it like this. That's Darwinism at work. Hey, you don't have to worry about them, having those problems. As long as they're willing to, I guess, loan their wives and girlfriends over to those of us who are willing to have testosterone, then, while they're running around with a limp dick and no confidence and depression, then they can just be scared of the needle. I mean, if you qualify for TRT and you don't use it, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Jason, what do you think of the quote, "I don't have any enemies"? I've never heard that. Someone doesn't have any enemies, they haven't done anything. What do you think running a 4-day upper lower and adding an extra day for arms is a bad idea? I think it's a bad idea. Why can't you just do arms? Why can't you just do arms on the rest of your upper body days? How do you brace on the bench press? That's a complicated topic. You have to learn to set up. It's a full body exercise. I've done videos explaining it. Do you feel like gear improves mental focus? That's not subject to debate. We know gear improves mental focus. Coach, what do you do for obliques? Squats and deadlifts. What are your thoughts on dumbbell flies? I've done whole videos explaining recently, within the last week, put up why I don't. Jason, are you concerned with client Antonio's current body fat he's been carrying? He's cutting right now. Yes, we are concerned with it, and I am concerned with it. He is currently cutting, and we're going to take him down quite a bit. Again, I've had to teach him a lot about nutrition. Do you think you can pretty much maximize strength potential training only 3 days per week? I'd like to see 4. You said maximize. I'd like to see closer to 4. What's your opinion on deficit RDLs for more range of motion? If you perform an RDL correctly, you should be able to get a full myotatic reflex of the hamstring without a deficit. Coach, how do you prevent scar tissue buildup by not getting injuries? Okay. I think the quote is like, you got enemies, good. That means you stood for something in your life. This reminds me of you, coach. That is true. Will you be able to build muscle if you don't eat any fruits or vegetables? Yeah, but your health is going to be piss poor, and you're going to compromise some of your gains because you're going to have dietary deficiencies. Your health is not going to be optimized. Your recovery is not going to be optimized. Why would you do that to yourself? Any? Why would you do that to yourself? Don't punish your body like that. Can we get some more likes, guys? There's only 10 likes in this video. I'm almost starting to think you guys don't love me as much as I love you. It'll make me cry. Let's shed big old crocodile tears all over this live stream because I'm not getting likes. I'm very sensitive like that, as you guys know. Okay. Is it hard to build upper body if you have big legs or vice versa? No, it's not a factor. Coach, what's your opinion on the FDA saying Diet Coke causes cancer due to an ingredient? It doesn't say that. Alex, why don't you go ignore CNN? Okay. Take the media bullshit, push it to the side, and go read the information of who actually put out and what category that they put aspartame in. Okay, ignore the media and just go read it. And then come back and tell me that that is what governing bodies are saying, because it's not what they're saying. Okay. Whoever is writing this stuff for the media, it must be 12 years old and did not finish high school, and they don't have a basic science education. Or they just didn't fucking read it. Now, I used to before, but now I have started to eat 4 a day. You need to, dude. I'm probably too young for TRT at the moment. When will I know when I need it? When you go to the doctor and he does blood work and your total testosterone comes back lower than 300 nanograms per deciliter on the blood work, you need TRT. Alex, that's between you and your doctor, but obviously. Darko, I've always gotten noticed. So it's not been more. It's the same as it's always been. I get compliments in public when I'm out regularly. People notice. I look like I lift. What are your thoughts on Jay Cutler's training? I've only seen Jay Cutler do one exercise ever, and I didn't particularly like what I saw. I don't like the way that he bench presses. I don't know what anything else he does looks like. I just don't like the way he bench presses. But, you know, the guy was very successful at his endeavors. Does explosive reps build the most fast twitch muscle? No. Has anyone at the gym ever approached you trying to give you advice or correct your form? No, almost never. I've been approached at the gym a lot of times with compliments on what I'm lifting, because keep in mind, most people at gyms are weak. Are the chicks in public hot or just average? Do you say when they compliment you? I'm just polite back, or I laugh. As far as hot, dude, I'm on testosterone. All women are hot. What are you talking about? I find it's the power look that gets noticed in public rather than being aesthetic. Good guy. Every woman is beautiful in her own way. I find it's the power look gets noticed in public rather than being aesthetic. Yeah, it is the power look is people will notice. Because let's be honest. Are you guys walking around in the grocery store in a Speedo? The average aesthetic, particularly the drug-free aesthetic guy, doesn't look like they lift when they have a t-shirt on. They just look like a normal skinny guy. They're not walking through the grocery store with a pump oiled up and their shirt off. Nobody notices. Sam, what is my height and weight? I'm 5'9", 225 pounds. estimate my body fat in the pictures I put up recently and plug it in a fat-free mass index calculator, you should not need to ask me. That literally tells you everything. Actually, if you even put those stats in when you Google fat-free mass index calculator, FFMI calculator, it will pop up a big warning on those sites. And it will say, this person is probably on steroids on the websites when you plug the calculations in. So if I told you I was natural, if I said I am completely natural, you should call me a fucking liar. Coach, Lee Priest said his first cycle was 500 milligrams a deca a week. Do you believe this? Who knows? He is a pro bodybuilder. They are known for compulsively lying about their drug stacks. I don't know if he's being honest or not. I have no idea. So you still going to do the JM presses? Not this week. Should protein powder smell after a few days to be good? I have 2 brands. I don't know. What's your thoughts on the vertical diet and opinion? I like Stanfording. Here's the thing, though. The vertical diet, there's too much fat in it. I got fat when I did it. I gained fat. I think the red meat part is complete nonsense. Now, what Stan has done is he has taken a low FODMAP diet, which has merit, and has said, hey, you guys can bulk using a low FODMAP diet. And that's what he's essentially done so that guys can get more calories in. It's a viable strategy, but he has essentially marketed low FODMAP for the purposes of bulking. And it's not a bad approach. There's no such thing as natural guys. What do you think your list would be if you got off gear? Why would I even need to speculate that? Darko? Who cares? Do you think Larry Wheels has good form on his lifts? No. Do you recommend Houston for those looking to leave California? No, dude, you need to stay in California. Quit coming here. That's what Texans are going to tell you now. I asked my doctor about possibly having low T, and he responded with your girlfriend would know if you had low T, and insurance has to approve the blood test. Pretty sure he's saying I'm good. He's not wrong. Would you ever do academic debates with other coaches? I'm not interested in debating with other coaches. I'm not interested in debating with them. I'm interested in coaching people, helping people, and getting people jacked and fucking strong. Debating over a minor point of nuance with someone else is not getting people fucking strong. It's a waste of time. What's your opinion on daily cardio? I think daily cardio is a pretty good idea for your health. What's your opinion on animal-based diets, meat, meal, and fruit only? I think that's a bad idea. I think humans are intended to be omnivores, and when you start going all animal or you start going all plant, you're a fucking dumbass. Okay, I mostly feel barbell rows in my biceps and not my back. Any tips? Learn to stretch your lats at the bottom. Are you doing skull crushers for aesthetics only or to serve a purpose? Yes, to bring up my max bench. The long head of the tricep is important for maxing on the bench, Darko. We've got data on that, actually. After injuring my lower back, I don't feel like I have any stability when deadlifting or squatting like I used to. Any exercise to help reverse hyperextensions and work on your core, work on your abs. Work on your abs. Why are the starting strength crowds so obsessed with overhead press of the press, as Rip likes to say, but you say it's not worthy of being? It's not. They love it to be different and 2, they don't like the idea of laying down on the bench. That's what it comes down to. And I agree with them on a lot of other stuff. I think the starting strength people get a lot of stuff right. So when I say that their obsession with the press, I think personally is silly. And I think it does build less muscle and strength in the bench press. I don't want it to sound like I'm saying that they're idiots, because they do get a lot of stuff right. They do get a lot of things right. Okay. And I actually recommend starting strength for every person who lifts. I think everyone who lifts should have that book in their library. I think that you should have it. Just says me. Alex Viada is a very intense individual, dude. I love Alex to death. He's a great guy. His girl is cool too. She's pretty cool. I've had some chats with her. Can you do a muscle up? Probably. I am capable of doing quite a few dips and pull-ups, so I can probably do a muscle up. I don't know that my shoulders would like it. At what age will you stop lifting? I guess if I'm in a nursing home and still alive and they won't let me lift, I might be forced to stop lifting. Jason, is the mile run a good indicator of fitness? Yeah, it can be a good indicator. Follow-up questions for the back injury. Which core exercise are you best regaining the stability on leg lifts? I'd like to see maybe some hanging leg raises, some band crunches. Darko, I don't know what I'm going to do later with gear. I may honestly eventually just run a replacement dose of test with some growth. It's all good. Depends on what my goals are later. I will probably never use less than a replacement dose of testosterone, ever. There's no point in it. There would be no reason for me to not do that. Coach, I'm only doing incline barbell and flat hammer strength. Is it good for the whole chest? Why don't you do it some bench pressing, man? Don't be afraid of the bench. It's not going to hurt you. It's a good exercise. Do you know any lifestyle factors that affect testosterone levels or purely biological progression of lifespan? Honestly, you're not going to like this. The biggest one that I've seen is quite frankly, getting too ripped, getting too lean is one of the biggest lifestyle factors that will crater your testosterone. I just don't want to hear that. But testosterone's cheap. You can always replace it. It's not a big deal. But lifestyle factors in general, excessive adiposity can impact it, but being ripped will usually impact it worse. Those are factors, and genetics play a role in all of that. A lot of street drugs can cause a problem with it. Major dietary deficiencies, Have you ever tried a muscle up? No, I don't really care to. Doesn't matter to me. I don't think I would have a problem doing one, but it's not on my purview. But Kinobody says that flat bench causes a droopy chest and doesn't work the chest that well. Well, Kinobody doesn't know basic physiology then. Have you ever ran into any tan tens? I'm not exactly sure what that means. I'm going to have to Urban Dictionary. I've heard that term before. I just don't know what it means. What are the health implications of taking low doses of testosterone? Your dick gets really hard. Jason, did hunter-gatherers have bad physiques by today's standards despite being fit and active? Yeah, they didn't have a lot of muscle. I'm German. Thoughts on Germans coming to Texas? I don't know. Probably okay. He'd have to learn the technique. He's light enough and strong. Yeah, again, my strength versus body weight, a muscle up shouldn't be that hard. I just don't care to learn the technique. Coach, can a TRT does accelerate hair loss? Here's what I'm going to say, Alex. If you're suffering from clinically low testosterone and you're worried about your hair loss, I think you've got your priorities mixed up. So what are you worried about? That your hair is going to thin slower? Okay, I want you to stop for a second. You're like, okay, my hair is going to thin, but it's going to thin slower if I don't take the testosterone, but my dick won't work. Well, I'm going to restate that again, and I want you to think this through. All right. Your hair will still be thinning, but it'll thin slower. Okay, it won't thin as fast, but your dick won't work. You can get a wig. Okay. How much of an incline do you usually recommend when incline benching? I like 45 degrees. Any recommendations on good books for strength besides Starting Strength and 531 Forever? All the West Side books. Jason, do women peak in their early 30s? No. Just want to say, Coach, you've been one of the most consistent, informative guys out there, and actually backs up with proper lists. Thanks for all the years of info you provided. You're most welcome, brother. Thanks, Coach. I'm not interested in getting lean or ripped. I like the athletic, thick dad bod look. Yeah, you'll be fine then, Jay. So if you're worried about a decline in tests other than just your natural decline, which may happen, eat a balanced diet. You're good. Get plenty of sleep. Hi, Jason. How would you differentiate yourself from another coach at a similar price point? I'm probably a better coach. Jason, why do guys care more about a guy's physique than females? Because they're gay. Coach, I meant, and I'm not saying that as an insult, but it's true. If, as a man, you spend more time worried about other men's physiques than the average woman does worried about men's physiques, you're probably gay, and that's okay. Be who you are. Come on out of the closet. You don't have to stay in there. Jason, are you more attracted to muscular women? I actually like muscular women. I'm not saying exclusively, but I do kind of dig bodybuilding type chicks a little. But I also like big titted goth girls, you know. I'd like to draw the line, Coach, and say there's a few different Alex here and agree with these other guys. But there's like three. Oh my God, there's like 3 or 4 Alexes in here right now. You guys are confusing. Y'all are confusing a brother. Just saying, man. I don't know how I'm supposed to keep up with this shit. Sorry, I'm a little bit cussy today. I don't know, man. On social media, there are, Callum, you know. But yeah, you're right. There's not that many in their 40s, you know. Can I ditch the regular barbell and do safety squats instead? I'm not a power lifter. Oh, now that's a good one. That's a good one. I'm going to say if you have no intention of competing in powerlifting or weightlifting and you prefer the safety squat bar, I don't have a problem with you making that replacement. I think that is an acceptable replacement. Yeah. Safety bar is great. Safety bar is a great piece of equipment. A lot of my guys, even if they do some top work with the power bar, I will, if they're going to do rep work on squats, I prefer they do it on a safety bar. Darko, I don't discuss my love life. Does powerlifters get the same muscular size as people who train for hypertrophy? Well, because powerlifters train for hypertrophy. Okay. Denny, do you see what I look like right now in the current pictures and training clips, right? I'm a power lifter. People in public ask me if I'm a bodybuilder. Coach, what anabolic would you recommend to add a TRT dose for a first timer? Prima bowling. I mean, if you have unlimited options, you didn't say money was an option. You didn't say sourcing is a problem. Prima bowling. That's an easy choice. Thoughts on Ivan Jurk? I don't know his last name. I know it sounds Slavic too, and I got to get it wrong. Who has squatted every day for 1,300 plus consecutive days? I think that's crazy. As someone who tried Bulgarian light, I think that's insane, and I think that he is psychologically built different than other people if he can pull that off. Right? Very, very, very few people are going to be psychologically be able to maintain that, and that just is what it is. It just is what it is. Tips for getting matches on Tinder. I've never actually been on Tinder, so I don't know how it works. Sorry. I've never actually used a dating app. I have no idea how they even work or what they look like. Sorry. When does concern over muscle asymmetries become counterproductive? The moment you Let me see. The moment you think that you have one, probably it starts becoming counterproductive. Are you a competitive bodybuilder? Are you a model by profession? You shouldn't be that worried about it. Coach, I've been stuck on a 225 times 6 bench. My body weight is going up. What else should I look at? Find your weak links. Find your weakest link and hypertrophy it. Does mixed grit cause imbalances? Maybe, tit for tat. Is there any way to get wide biceps, or that's genetics? You don't need a dating app. You seem like you have no problem, or if you're approaching women, I don't have any problem approaching women. So yeah, that has never been an issue for me. At least, I mean, at a certain point when I was really young, really, really young, like, 17, yeah. But I'd say by the time I was 20, it wasn't really a problem. Do you do any prehab for your hips and back? I do tons and tons and tons of reverse hyperextensions, and I do them on camera. How's the guitar going? It's going great. Did you see me? I put up a couple clips last week, right? I put up a couple clip last week. You can see how it's going. I did the intro to Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution. And I did some stuff from the middle of Sultans of Swing by Dire Straits. They're up on the channel. Go check it out in my shorts. Like my shorts clip, not my actual shorts. Fucking perverts. Coach, are you a fan of SARMs? No, I think SARMs are fucking stupid. And I think anyone trying to sell you SARMs is a con man. Okay, are there any advantages to doing seated good mornings compared to normal ones? Yes, for more T-spine strength. Like if you have a T-spine weakness, I think seated good mornings with a safety squat bar can be extremely beneficial there. All right, guys, I've run this past 40 minutes. I am going to start winding this down. Alex, I've had them 3 months. I started playing again. I took over 20 years off from playing, and I started playing again just over 3 months ago. And I bought those 2 guitars in April. And yes, I bought a Marshall amp, and I have a couple of different pedals. You can see some of the pedals. You can see one of them here, that Ibanez Tube Screamer. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wind this down. I hope it has been informative. I love all of you guys and gals, and I will talk to you next time.